All right, we will call this meeting to order. This is June 5th, 2025 at 5:33 p.m. The official Bridge of the Gods Centennial Celebration Advisory Committee meeting. Carrie Ann, can we do roll call, please?
Sure. Carrie Clute?
I'm here.
Rob Peterson? Absent. Brittany Berge?
She's on. We know she's on.
I'm here.
Janice Crane?
Here.
Luis Palermo is absent, and John Stippen is absent.
All right, and we also have Laurel joining us again today.
Oh no.
We have a quorum.
3 of us, so I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think the first order of business is let's make Laurel official. I think Laurel is interested in being part of our committee. We have some members that haven't been able to join as often as we want, so I think having Laurel would be a great addition. So I would like to hear a motion from somebody. I don't think I'm the one that's allowed to make a motion, but I'd like to hear a motion from somebody, Janice or Brittany, to appoint Laurel to our subcommittee officially.
Nominate Laurel Nagady to the Bridge of the Gods Centennial Advisory Subcommittee.
Perfect.
Second that motion.
Awesome. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Laurel, welcome aboard officially.
Yay. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much. Super appreciate your presence and your ability to support. The next item for business is modifications, additions, and changes to the agenda. I don't see any. I don't think any. Our agenda is pretty. And do we have to? I don't see anything on the agenda to accept the previous meeting minutes.
Because we got canceled.
Oh, gotcha. There are no previous meeting minutes. All right. All right. So that makes it easy. And then declarations of any potential conflicts of interest. No. All right. Moving on to discussions, updates on directives and tasks in the discussions. So if you don't mind, I'll start. We had a meeting recently last week with Jason Wakunis to talk about taking on the responsibility of, as a consultant, to direct the logistics of the party. I think he's the right person for it. Some of the actions that came out of that meeting were to talk to Tommy, the port lawyer, and make sure, we're doing all the right things as far as procurement laws go. If we have to submit an RFP out there and how that goes. But Jason's recommendation was to have, whether it be him or somebody else, have somebody hired by October 1st to start directing all of the logistical items for next year's party. So we're working on getting that underway. We didn't get any pricing or ballpark ideas of what it might cost to hire Jason or someone like Jason at this point. I think he's sitting on it and trying to figure out what his basis of estimate looks like for that. It kind of makes sense for him to be able to be the one directing it because the PCT Days party takes place in the same spot, requires a lot of the same stuff as far as hiring, security and the bathrooms and the parking and all of the stuff that he does for PCT Days. He can literally just double up on to do the same kind of thing for this Bridge of the Gods party. So he seemed pretty confident that he could handle both items, was excited about it, and definitely will look to submit a proposal to us when that comes about, but we definitely want to get that moving as quickly as possible so that we can hire somebody by October 1st. So more to come on that. I don't know. I'll see what Jeremiah has to say about that if he's able to come back on. And then the other update, I talked to Jeremiah today about the bungee stuff. I haven't heard back from Bungee Oregon yet. I've sent a couple follow-up emails to them. By the way, my email is finally working again.
Yay.
Send a couple follow-up emails and haven't heard back from them. So I'm not sure if their interest is still high or if they just got busy with their season starting and whatnot. So I'm not sure where that is. But also, SDAO is now in the loop as our insurer because it was recommended by Jason last week to talk to the SDAO or whoever our insurer is as a port to make them aware of what our plans are. Just because liability waivers and insurance for the other company, even though they're providing their own insurance, doesn't necessarily release us from liability because we own the bridge. FCAO is pretty aggressively against the idea of doing bungee off the bridge. So, and understandably so. So Jeremiah's recommendation is to bring SDAO and Bungee Oregon into a port meeting. I don't know if it would be like a combo port subcommittee meeting or how that looks logistically, but to get the port commission in front of them to determine if we are willing to accept the risk to move forward with having bungee jumping on our bridge in the first place. So before we start advertising it.
Meeting.
So, yeah, before we start advertising it out to the world that we're going to have bungee jumping, we need to make sure that it's a risk that our port is willing to accept. So just wanted to throw that out there as well. But once we get somebody hired, as far as the rest of the party logistics go, I think we'll be handing most of that over to them, and we can probably drop our monthly meetings to like every other month or something as consultants to like guide Jason with his decisions and stuff, and any help needed until we get closer to the party or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. So those are all the updates I think I have at this point. Janice, I'll hand it over to you. I saw your email earlier about the year 2026 is landing on the official U.S. bicentennial, or the 250-year U.S. anniversary. And there's another committee that we might be able to partner with for our party for additional resources, maybe.
Yeah, the 250 Oregon Commission is meeting next week, and there's an open call for people to come in and talk about different events that are planned, and that seemed like a good opportunity to get in front of this committee. And
Cool.
That was the whole thought. It wasn't it wasn't a deep and complex thought, but it is a state level committee. Carrie Timchuk at the Oregon Historical Society is already aware of it. And then as is Travel Oregon, which are like two of the major contacts that we would be making there, but that would get it in front of the legislative members that are on that committee.
Right.
That's
That's
great.
cool. Excellent. Anything else on your end, Janice? Any other updates? Did we have anything back from our artist friend?
Not yet.
Has there been any comms with him recently?
No, I honestly haven't heard from him since he was here in person. I can send a follow-up. I did send him the barge pictures
Okay.
that he had requested.
Yeah. If you want to send a follow-up and just maybe get an ETA of when he's expecting to have some proofs that we can look at, that would probably be good, just to keep him accountable and so we're not forgetting to stay on certain timelines. I mean, I know we have plenty of time before we actually need those pictures, but time flies so quick these days. Like you just, you're gonna blink and it's gonna be like, what? It's already time for the party. So
Yeah, I
that
can
was
send an email.
cool. Awesome. Anything else on your end?
I don't think so.
Perfect. Brittany, I know you're driving. Do you have any updates on your end for us? Any ideas or action items? I don't think we had anything outstanding from you.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Okay. Then Laurel, our newest member of the subcommittee, welcome. And do you have any items that you would like to talk about today?
I'm well, as in case people don't know, I recently took over as president of the Main Street organization in town.
Oh,
And we are we're looking at the possibility of coordinating a much larger and longer celebration of the Centennial next year in town. And I'm meeting with my executive committee tonight. We're going to hammer out the details. So at the next meeting, I mean, I'll send it to everybody on the committee, what we end up deciding we want to try to do. But then maybe we can talk about it at the next meeting.
cool. That would be fun. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think we talked about, not outside of just the weekend long party, that there would be other events that tie
Yeah.
to the idea, including like a museum exhibit and stuff like that. So I think
Yeah.
that would be super cool. Hi,
Yeah.
Jeremiah.
Janice?
Welcome back.
Yeah, hey guys. I got updated too. I love the Laurel idea. That has to come from the commission. In order to be appointed to a subcommittee, it has to come from a commission. So
Wow.
we'll need to take that to the commissioners, but I don't think it'll be a problem. But as long as we check every box, that one needs to be done by commission.
Which proposal?
Appointing her to the subcommittee?
Appointing you to the Bridge of the Gods Centennial Committee.
Okay.
But we'll get it on the
Oh yeah,
June
because we have many
17th meeting.
potential areas of conflict, right?
No, I mean it's just no, not really. Just generally, in order to be on a committee, you have to be appointed by the commission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the subcommittee itself.
Not the subcommittee doesn't get to pick their members. I mean, you can come and be a part of it and participate all you want, but if we got into a voting situation, you would be a non-voting member. But if the commission puts you on, appoints you to it, then you'll be a voting member.
We have not voted for anything other than appointing Laurel, so I think we're safe at this point.
Do we need to redact that then? Like, I take it back.
I take it back. I think we're gonna be okay.
Backsies.
But I'll have it on the June 17th meeting. I don't think there's really any need for you to attend. I think it's probably a rubber stamp kind of thing.
Okay.
But we'll do it. We'll do it according to the rules.
Okay.
Great. Jeremiah, just to catch you up, we also talked about the Jason meeting and how we're just anticipating to talk to Tommy and work out some details to see how that procurement will look before pursuing it. And we need some additional conversations with Jason about costs and all of that. But
and as far as the procurement, I had a brief talk with Tommy. I mean, it's consulting services. Like I really have carte blanche to when it comes to that to select who I want to.
Okay.
So really, I think under the direction of this, if this committee is like, hey, that's who we want to go with, it wouldn't even be a thing I needed to take back to the commission. I probably will because I think it's a good idea to have a subcommittee make a recommendation to the commission. In this particular instance, I think I could move forward with Jason without the commission sign off, but I think they'll like to see the work that you guys are doing. It just depends on
how much he costs.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think when I come back to you guys, it'll be sort of like, do you guys want to spend your budget on this? And if you do, then we'll take it to the commission and say, hey, this is the direction they'd like to go. But because he is providing consulting services, really that falls underneath my discretion. And so I could select him without the commission. And like, I'm not trying to flex here. I'm also just saying, like, I don't know that I would pick anybody else.
No, I mean,
in
he
terms
just
of somebody
seems
that I
to
have
make
to be
sense.
comfortable working with and giving direction, and like, I mean, it would probably be Jason. So again, we'll see. I think it'll really come down to you guys deciding, do we want to spend this amount of our budget on Jason versus who else is available, right? And we can
Or
go out for an
maybe
RFP if that's what you guys choose to do, but we don't have to. We're not
I think
required
we
to.
just need to see what Jason has in mind. So let's
Agreed.
wait on that. Give him a timeline to try to get that back to us by maybe by the next monthly meeting so we can make that decision.
And did you talk about skipping July?
If we're going to make a decision on moving forward with Jason or not, I don't think we should skip July.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because he was saying, really, whoever
October.
did it, and he was great throughout the entire process. Like, at no point in time was he like, I'm going to be the one who does this. He would say
No.
things like, if you guys select me or somebody like me, like, they're going to want to be in place by October at the latest. So
Yeah.
I thought we could skip July, but we probably can't.
No, I think we need a budget from him before our next meeting in July, and then we need to be able to determine if that's how we want to spend it.
When's our next meeting in July? Because
We haven't said it yet.
if me and you can meet with him in June, get a general sense of where he stands, because he could come back and say some ridiculous number, and we're like, oh, well, that's a waste of everybody's time. Like, he could say
Right.
something that's just outlandish. He won't, but he could. So if we can meet
Right.
with him in June sometime, come back to this committee in July, see how they feel about it, and potentially take it to the commission on the 15th or into August, we could kind of have this all wrapped up, and then maybe could skip the September meeting. Like, I think there's a meeting here
Right.
we don't need to have, but
Should we
I
do
don't think
July
it's July.
10th?
What's that?
Does July 10th work for everybody? It's our
It does
normal
for me.
Thursday.
That works for me. If I'm appointed.
You should be by then.
Carrie Ann, will you add that to the agenda for the 17th meeting?
Will do.
Thank you.
So July 10th, Janice, Brittany, is that good for you?
Sure.
It brings it, so it's going
I
to be
was just
fine, and
trying
I'm going
to.
to make it work. But just as like an FYI to the commissioner that I have in the room right now, that's going to be after like when I normally would add things to a packet. So it'll probably hit the packet late, or I will bring it up in the meeting.
As an
You
agenda
guys meet
addition.
it's the Thursday, right? So everybody's going to be gone from work. I can definitely write the report up, but Carrie, I won't be able to add it until Monday. That'll give you
I
a
was
couple
just
days
trying
think
to
about it.
avoid the holiday because the port's going
I
to
get
be
it.
crazy July 3rd.
I get it. And generally, this commission's been good about late additions. I talked to you guys about that pretty early on, which was, hey, do we want last minute things so we're always on top of stuff? Or
Yeah,
do we want those hard
especially if
cutoffs?
we're only meeting once a month. So yeah.
Agree. The city has very hard cutoffs. Like, if you're not in the week before, it's not going to make it until the meeting afterwards. We've been a little bit more like, hey, if it needs to be handled, we're going to handle it.
Yeah, I'm good with that. The other thing we covered, I talked about our conversation earlier today when you told me about SDAO and insurance and issues, and how we want the SDAO insurer to come and talk to the port alongside Bungee Oregon to assess and determine if it's a risk we want to move forward with.
Yeah.
So that has been covered as well.
Cool.
So the no actions on that really at this time, just more of an FYI for everybody.
Sounds good.
And then Janice brought up the committee that's going on for the 250 Oregon, the 250 year anniversary US that's going on, and thinks it's a good idea for somebody to be able to join that. I think it's next Friday. Is that what the date was, Janice? Or is it tomorrow, Friday?
It should be next Friday.
Next Friday. Okay. So if we have somebody that can join that, I don't know if anybody volunteered for that officially. Janice, did you volunteer to join that? Do you want me to join it? Should we both?
It is Friday, June 20th.
Friday, June
Um,
20th.
Check my calendar.
I think the only thing I have going on is the museum board meeting, and that's in the morning, so that should be fine.
Same
Okay.
with me. Same with me.
Same with me. All right. So we've scheduled our next meeting. I think we've covered all of our topics. We went around the room. Everybody had said their piece, so I think we're probably good. Pretty efficient meeting today.
For anybody who's looking for something to do this afternoon, tonight is the first night of beach night.
Oh yeah,
Forest Community
community
Club. So just went and turned the water off down there. That was the big emergency. Is the sprinklers were on at the beach. So
I'll probably see some of you down there
great.
once I actually make it out of Hood River. All right. Well, you guys have a good night. I think we can adjourn this meeting now.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
all for
Sorry I
joining.
missed part of that.
Well,
No worries.
thanks.
Hi, everyone.